Self-love is the new sexy, the podcast devoted to helping you overcome life's most painful and stubborn challenges so you can feel great, have more energy, and live stress-free every day. To reach your full potential, simply work with the powerful spiritual principles that are readily accessible to everyone. It's easier than you think, and on today's show, W. Mark Watts is going to show you how starting with self-love is the key to joyously and harmoniously making that happen.
Hey everybody, want to say hello, welcome, and thank you for hanging out with me for another episode of Self-Love is the New Sexy. And before we get started real quick, I want to invite you all to comment, rate the show, check me out on my website, wmarkwatts.com. I'm building something nice there. It's a work in progress, so be patient with me. It's just one of my many new projects that I'm working on right now. And then wherever else you find me on social, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, check me out. And let's continue to build this family the way that, in a way in which we're all supporting and helping one another. So having said that, let's get into today's topic, which is you have to be yourself. Be your true self. I can't emphasize that enough, so I'll say it one more time. Be your true self. So let's start out with what is your true self. So your true self is that person, that spirit, that mentality, that physicality. It's who you are at your very core, in your essence. It's who you are when no one's around. It's who you are when people are around. It's what makes you feel really good. It's what makes you feel grounded. It's what you really enjoy. You know, if you had some free time in an afternoon, what would you do? It's those places you like to go. It's the people you like to be around. It's that environment that you create for yourself where you really feel special. That's your true self. Whenever you feel special, and by you, I mean, what I mean by that is not particularly when someone else makes you feel special, but when you do things that really contribute to making you feel good. And you'll know when you feel good. It's just, it's very hard to describe. As I was preparing for this podcast this morning, I was trying real hard to figure out how do you describe it, but it's really difficult to describe. However, we've all felt it, and when you feel it, you know it. It's just something you know. And I think that's probably the biggest part because it's totally different for everyone. But when you get to that point, and when you feel that, it's just that place where everything's calm and peaceful. Your body feels really, really good. Your mind's in a good place. The day just seems to be flowing, without a care, not without an issue. And that's not to say issues come up, because what I've really working to do is that when those issues come up, those little bumps in the road come up, you just kind of roll right through them. That's also one way to know when you're feeling really good, when you're connected to your true self, is when issues, problems, challenges pop up. You manage them, you handle them, and you keep going on with your day, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't derail you. That's when you know that you're really consistent, you're being your true self, you're feeling great, and you're feeling good. And so when you're in that place, when you're in that space, I want you to take note of that, because that is actually our norm. That should be our norm. Now, I understand that life's challenges and things happen all the time. That's just what life is. It's a series of events. Now, the goal for us, or the gig for us, is how we manage and handle those challenges and handle the everyday. How are we able to stay in that place where we're being really true to ourselves? So I'll try to give you a few examples in my life of how I know that I'm being my true self. Number one is just doing this podcast. I really enjoy speaking. I really enjoy connecting. I really enjoy teaching. I really enjoy helping. Those are things that really light me up, that really make me feel good, and that I do on a consistent basis. What would I do without getting paid for it. No one pays me to do this podcast every day, but I get up and every day I do it. And it's because right now, that's who I am. That's part of my true self. That's what really makes me feel good. And I so enjoy connecting with people from around the world. I can't say how blessed I am to meet so many wonderful people in this community. And that is one of the reasons why I do it, because it's that connection that makes me feel good. It's just, I get just as much from connecting with you guys as you guys get from connecting with me. So it's mutual respect, it's mutual love, and that's just a beautiful thing. Exercising is another thing for me. When I exercise, sometimes when I'm doing the exercise, like during, it's not always the greatest, but afterwards, I really feel great, and I'm really happy because I know I'm taking care of my body. I'm building it the way that I want to build it. And, exercise is just great for so many other physical reasons. It just releases stress. It's a time when I can put my headphones in and just kind of zone out, just be in my own world, just kind of take care of me. And that's another thing too. It's self-care time. That's what I look at my time in the gym is self-care time, when I'm really focused on me and doing what makes me feel really good. I also enjoy my son, but for some reasons that people might not know is that I learn from him. I'm learning so much from him, even though I'm his dad. And I try to teach him as much as I can about what I know about life and my experiences and what might help him. Our kids grow up in a different mindset, different mentality. And so it's been really great for me as he's, grown into his late teens. And at the time that I'm recording this, he'll be 19 next month. So he'll be 20 pretty soon. And just watching the things that he does, the things that he says, how he moves in the world, how he relates in the world, the types of things that he's doing. And it's very interesting because I only have one kid to just really watch and learn. And I've learned so much from my interactions with him, the challenges that we've had. He's taught me so much. And I've learned how when you don't agree with someone, sometimes it's just best to just let it go. And for each person, it's okay that they believe what they believe and behave the way that they behave. But you both can still keep a really tight relationship. You both can be very respectful, and you both can know how to just let it go and just learn to live and manage with each other. And we are getting to that point where, it's, even though he's in college, I'm looking forward to the point where he gets out on his own, because as kids get older and become young adults, it's a natural progression that we want our own space and we deserve it as parents, but it's time for them to carve out some of their own niches and move out and get into their own space and find their own groove and become truly independent. So yes, I'm continuing to nurture and help and guide as much as I can, but I'm also looking for the time when he branches out, gets his own place, and really starts to take off and figure this thing out for himself, just because that's what time it is. That's where we're getting to, that space, and it's coming up really quickly. So, those are some of the things that turn me on. I love music. Music just does something to me. I've heard people say it's the universal language. So it's very nice to just listen to music and just kind of vibe with that. And I'm growing more and more in tune with meditating, that quiet time. As a matter of fact, once I'm done with this podcast this morning, I will sit down and meditate for a good 15 or 20 minutes. And, it's one of the things that I'm working to get better at, to get more in tune with. But it's, again, some more quiet self-care time when I focus on my health and my well-being. And that's what really makes me feel good. We have to take care of ourselves at all costs. We have to place ourselves, we have to be number one in this equation, because if we're not good, if we're not feeling well, if our health is not great, and if our mental space is not clear, we're not really connected to source, to God, to the universe, and that's when we have more issues and more challenges and more struggles. So meditation is a really nice thing for me. So those are some of the things that when I'm doing those things, I feel really good. I feel grounded. I feel a sense of purpose, a sense of value and worth, and they're very enjoyable. So those are some of the things that keep me in connection with my true self. So what are those things for you? What things make you feel valuable, make you feel good, keep you connected, that you really enjoy doing, that you do in your free time, that you would do for free and you may be doing for free now? That's not to say you have to do it all the time for free, but you would do it for free because you love it and you enjoy it that much. Because we can't get confused with that. It's okay to do things that we love and get paid for them. I struggled with that for quite some time as a coach and speaker and all that other good stuff, but that's a topic for another day. So getting paid for what you love to do is a great thing, and it's a very proper thing. So don't ever think that you can't get paid for what you love to do and what your missions are and what you're put here to do. So again, what are those things for you? What really makes you great? What really makes you feel great? Keeps you centered, keep you grounded, keeps you spiritually and mentally and physically focused, that you do that really help you take care of yourself. Jot some of those things down, and I invite you to remember them, focus on them, do more of them, because when you're more connected to your true self, when you're being that person in the world every day, that's what helps you feel better, gives you the ability to do the things that you need to do each day. And it's also the fuel. When we're connected to source, we are not using our own individual energy. We're using the energy of the universe. And when we're connected and using the energy of the universe, we get so much more done. We get more done easily, and we become refreshed. And we look back and we're like, man, how did I do all that? Well, it's because you were focused, you were connected, and you were not only using your own individual energy, but you were connected and using the energy of the universe. And that's the beauty of the whole thing, is when we're really using the force or the universe, the power, that unseen power, then it becomes so beautiful, so simple, and so easy. And that's what it's all about, is making this journey simple, easy, light, fun, powerful. That's what it's all about. So what are those things that you need to do, that you do, that will keep you connected to who you truly are? That is the game. That is the essence. That's what we're designed to do. And that's what we have to focus on and move toward doing each and every day. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me as always. Look forward to speaking with you all again very soon. Focus on your true self. Be your true self each and every day. The more, the better. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
You've been listening to Self-Love is the New Sexy with W. Mark Watts. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to tell a friend. Also, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to podcasts.